Oh, we've almost got 1,000 people in the chat room. We're about to get started. We're on the road.
Doc, you ever serve time?
The Burmese executives. So this Burmese, they say, pronounce it Burmese. Michigan gave us Motan.
Did you hear that?
Yeah, it's a dictor.
What's a dictor?
To pee with.
A lot of very bad things are happening in Nicaragua.
I'm telling you straight. It's my way or the highway. So anybody wants to walk, do it now.
All right, let's jump straight in, shall we? Mike is live, all is well. Hi, everybody. I'm in a hotel room in Los Angeles because my girlfriend's with me and we are, she wanted to stay down by the beach. So she staked out a position here. And I just want you, the beach is that way, right out that window. And I would like to say I apologize ahead of time for the crap audio. Not that my mic sounds bad or that the audio is inferior in any way, but I hope you can hear me over the sounds of the Los Angeles murders that are going on. The volume, like, you cannot cross the street without getting murdered and sexually assaulted, oftentimes at the same time, and according to Trump. And I'm afraid to even look. It's probably true. So I'm not even going to look. I apologize that the screaming behind it, like, Halloween is over. This is no, we're not, this isn't, let's, what was his phrase? Let's read the book school. It's not that one.
Did have shade.
Right. So, a couple things right out of the gate. I'm just going to do about an hour, best as I can, because my girlfriend and I are going to go to dinner. Summer and I are going to dinner. And tomorrow, Sexy Liberal, live stream, all that kind of stuff. Very exciting. Hello, chat room. Love you guys. Hit the like, share the show. Patreon.com/HalSparks. I don't know how many more times I can say it. I would like to say, for the record, that our patrons are the most awesome human beings in the world. And granted, there's a complete lack of money laundering going on in my Patreon, unlike some folks. But I would like to remind everyone that at some point, and maybe even still, Jordan Peterson was pulling down anywhere from $150,000 to $250,000 a month on Patreon. So, no pressure, but good Lord. Also, sorry, I can't make out what the screams behind me are. I don't know if they're overwhelming, but I think they're a combination. Someone was just sexually assaulted with a vehicle while being murdered with an axe chainsaw combo machine, and then thrown into a chipper shredder while being sold a timeshare, which I think is on so many, it's just so wrong on so many fronts. Also, I still no word on how many of Trump's supporters died on their way home from the Madison Square Garden thing. Obviously, you can't cross the street in New York without getting murdered either, and yet people continue to cross the street. I think the thing that stands out to me is that all these people, you can't get killed without crossing the street, and yet people still do it. You're thinking, I don't know, I might just climb up to the top of a building and parachute to the next building. Of course, you'd probably get killed by a skeet shooter or something like that. I mean, like something very Snake Plissken would work. Sort of a glider off the roof, something like that. I don't know. It's a theory. I'm going with that. Don't forget, Super Chat's a great way to support the show, etc., etc. Oh, wait, is this up on here? Yeah, hold on. There it is. That's the, I think, yeah, that's the Patreon. Fairly certain. Or the Cash App. I always get them confused. I don't know. I'm a very silly person. But it's only there for long enough to point your phone at it for a couple seconds, and then it goes away. And there it goes. See, I told you. You had your chance. But all I can ask is that you subscribe-ish. Hold on. They'll do that. You know what? On second thought, don't subscribe. I don't need more subscribers. I've already filled the internet. It's my bad. Okay, a couple of things. Let's go straight to, if I may. Trump showed up at a weird place in Dearborn, Michigan today. We'll do that in a second. But I missed this clip, and it's relatively short. And it just seems ripe for, it's a classic opportunity for us to enjoy the absolute idiocy of what this dude. Hold on, I'll bring him up on here. Where is it? There it is. I gotta get my buttons straight on this little guy. The thing. So over here, this is that peanut butter dickhead podcast. Very popular, huge podcast, the Peanut Butter Dickhead podcast, and the host is Peanut Butter Dickhead himself. People with their crazy online names, you know what I mean? And that sitting next to him is Eric Trump, and then the other guy on the outside and the two guys next to Eric Trump are not like, it's not like an idiot's version of Family Feud or some sort of game show. They're all his hosts. The guest of honor is sitting underneath the D for dickhead, which makes total sense. But this is Eric Trump on here, and the title of this is just fucking magic. He knows the game inside Trump's bold plan to outsmart DC's swamp monsters. Sorry, I've got to move this over here. Is DC's swamp monsters. Swamp monsters. So good. Hold on, I'll shrink this down a little bit. Pretty good. That's good. That'll work. All right, so this is the plan. We don't know. Oh, thank you so much for the super chat. Yay! Don't forget also, Sexy Liberal is going to be live streamed tomorrow night. Go to sexyliberal.com for tickets. Okay. Remind me to say that a bunch because Ron is being very mean to me. They're cracking the whip. I'm terrible at sales. Like, subscribe, give a thumbs up, support the show, patreon.com/AlSparks.
Elevator, your friends, everything like that. How much more equipped are you guys as a family, as a unit, starting from your dad to even Melania, to your brothers, to your sister? I understand your sister and Jared probably.
Whoever qualifies as family out to the maid, to any kind of family member in general. Oh, thank you so much.
Be a part of this upcoming administration. You know, they say that Washington, D.C. is like Hollywood, but for ugly people. You guys are the best looking family ever to grace the White House.
Oh, simmer the fuck down. Look, his sister's attractive, and Trump's third wife is also a model. But get the fuck out of here.
I mean, no joke. I mean, from everyone.
Also, that's not the standard, dum-dum.
Associated with this. How much more equipped are you guys ready now in 2024, 2025 than you were in 2016?
Oh my
God, my father.
Guys, as I said before, I can see the game from a mile away. I know the game that they're going to play before they actually play that game. So, and I do think we were probably naive going in the first time.
I got to say real quick, if I'm, this is Future Hal speaking. As ridiculous as Eric Trump is as a human being, and he is, ladies and gentlemen, ridiculous, redonkulous, some would even say, as an old man, when he gets, as they say, on the brown side of ripe, stammering old fart Eric Trump is going to be magic, and I'm here for it.
Would you not be, right?
I think the whole country was a little bit naive going in as to what the actual game was.
I think a lot of people were naive to the idea of the concept of like, let's just put my father's like a businessman in there. Let's put a businessman in there, and they go, yeah, okay, maybe next time choose one that's actually not bankrupt a casino.
I always say that honestly, I think the greatest moment in my life will be January 21st, or, right after inauguration, right after he leaves the stage the day before. I want to just pop some popcorn, sit back on the couch, and just watch the show because it's going to be amazing. I mean, he knows where the corruption is. He knows where.
Yeah, it's right where he left it. What are you talking about? It's funny. He also knows where all the voter fraud is, almost curiously so. Other people have a hard time finding it, but goddamn, he seems to. A lot of it was in the Villages, which is a place he used to hang out.
The nonsense. He can fix the problems. He can fix immigration. Second one, day one. He can get energy prices down. He can fix the economy. He can restore relations. He can.
Great. I know this word is the bane of your existence, but how?
The war, the bloodshed.
Also, not at all. This is just gibberish.
The senseless dying. He can put Iran in their place. All right. So Israel's not getting.
By the way, where's for the record, Iran in their place is, I guess, above all the other Middle Eastern countries?
At every single day. He can do that in the first hour that he's in office. He knows how.
No, he cannot. Look, most politicians are tortured by what I call the stroke of the pen fallacy. This is absolute nonsense. And by the way, chat room, how is the volume, my voice to the video, that kind of stuff? That really helps me out. If I may, let me drag this chat over here so I can see what's up, what's happening. And see if it sounds okay to you guys and that kind of stuff. That it helps me out. Is it all right? Because this is an audio test, as it were. Thank you. Yeah. Excellent. Yeah, Trump is lazy. He's not going to do anything even if he could do it with the stroke of a pen, he'd just wait, golf for a while.
Do it, and honestly, it won't even be hard for him to do. And to me, that's hugely exciting. It's hugely exciting to.
It's hugely exciting that he could give me and my brother a pardon, and maybe even pardon himself, and to be the first son, to be the Uday and Kusei of America's first dictator since we left the crown. Hugely exciting.
We get it. We get the system. We get the game.
Yeah. Again, do you notice how these motherfuckers are always describing stuff based on how easy it is to fix and how amazing they are without any details whatsoever? And everyone on these shows, especially Peanut Butter Dickhead over there, just nods and goes, absolutely. They're like, celebrate this asshole ejaculating lies right in his eyeball.
And also, I think we've got a little bit of a kind of proverbial bulletproof vest on now, right? Again, it doesn't. Yeah. Well, I mean, we need. He needs a real bulletproof vest, and people are trying to kill him. All right, there are foreign actors that are trying to kill him, and I know that's a controversial statement, but
no, it isn't. There's foreign actors, quote unquote, foreign actors, always trying to kill the president of the United States. It's why they all have Secret Service protection, because the second they don't, they're dead. What are you talking about? That's always true. The weird part is that the two people that have been arrested in relation to that directly were both Republicans.
Yes.
But in terms of kind of the nonsense,
By the way, nonsense is a big word in the Trump family. It's a useless placeholder, but it's amazing because they can say nothing and still kind of reflexively throw a pejorative at everybody else who criticizes them.
It doesn't stick the way it did before because, again, people get their games. And so I hope and I trust, aside from the Janie Raskins, those people who are just fucking lunatics, I truly think you'll have much smoother sailing.
Oh, thank you, MZ Lee.
Because I think that sea's been parted in a certain way.
I don't know if you...
That sea has been parted. Yes, your father is the Moses of corruption. When corruption was in Egypt's land, let my corruption go.
Name names, but maybe just archetypes, types of people. Who are the type of people that you think President Trump will align himself with and surround himself?
Besides Vladimir Putin and Kim Jong-un and I don't know, all the Republican Bob Menendez he can find.
Within the Oval Office in 2025 versus 2016.
So let me tell you kind of the coolest thing about this journey. You had 2016 when literally no one believed in you, right? As I said, we had like that small handful of family members and a couple close people who largely came out of our company who really won this campaign. And it was an amazing story, right? I mean, you want to talk about David and Goliath.
Oh, you didn't win. Hillary lost because of progressives who took it for granted. They handed the presidency and women's rights to these assholes in a fit of Susan Sarandon ego.
spent $1.5 billion. He put in 200 and,
No. He had 3 other countries helping simmer.
The whole campaign was like $300 million. It was like a 5-to-1 deficit in terms of, of
direct spending.
funding. And then all of a sudden, all these
American funds.
people, as he did better and better, started kind of rushing in. Then obviously he's in the White House, and there's people that trickled out, and came in, and that's fine. All of a sudden, you get to kind of 2020, and you had those people that's
Yeah, it just happens. 4 years later, poof.
with you 100%, and you had those people who kind of ran for the hills. You had people who jumped ship and went to different campaigns. You had,
Oh, you mean the people that spent time with him after being naive about his intentions and his personality and his ethics and thought maybe he can't be this fucking awful, and then spent a little time with him and went, no, he's terrible. He's a terrible human being. And they left those people, like Rex Tillerson, like John Kelly, like, good Lord.
great play. The great point is we're at a point where we've seen the filter work so many times. We saw...
Yeah, it totally worked. The filter being, of course, them eventually, I guess, pulling the veil from their own eyes.
There in the beginning, and who was stable. We saw who was there during the the administration, who did a phenomenal job, who really was principled and fought hard. We saw the people that kind of deserted during those years, that fell in with other campaigns. That
Also, what do you mean? I guess he means Nikki Haley and DeSantis.
Be endorsed other.
And by the way, hey, fuckwad, none of that matters. And it's your dad's fault because it was his party to lose. You're running against a Democrat. We're a week from the fucking election. What are you on about?
Candidates, and then we saw, kind of who tried to come back, with a little smiley face, who tried to make contact again, despite the fact that they stabbed you in the back 100 times.
Who are we talking about? Sean Spicer or?
We know who these people are. We know the good ones. We know the bad ones. We know the competent ones. We know the,
Hey, real quick. You've alluded to the ones that are incompetent and untrustworthy and disloyal. Who are the competent ones? That's, by the way, the competent ones. That's the question this guy is asking. Let's be honest. That guy wants to know, who are you thinking of? Who's Carter Page, PhD, this time around? Who's the George Papadopoulos of your current scheme to defraud the American people with lackeys? I'm serious. That's what this guy's asking. What this guy wants to do is make some news and have Eric Trump go, oh, this guy's going to be, Sebastian Gorka's back in and Navarro's going to be, none of them are getting a shot. None of them. They're all fucking losers, and they were a pain in the ass, and they even the ones that were on his side and totally loyal, he was mad because they were incapable of pulling off Jan 6.
Inept ones. And I think that's a great thing for him. In a certain way, it's like the greatest filter that you could have possibly had.
What do you mean, fucking up the country for 4 years and you go, well, it couldn't have been me?
Which I think makes setting up the whole administration so much easier.
And
great. Starting with whom?
Mind if I really quick? So I mean, we've seen what they have been doing from the beginning, from the.
Oh yeah, they. I mean, talk about that, right? It's the them. You know what I mean? Them. They. Or that's what they always do. They always come in and they just them their way through you.
To where we're at, to the assassination attempts, which.
Yeah, same they. Absolutely. Consistent they throughout. Sure.
I don't even want to get into the fact that, if it was incompetence or negligence, whatever.
Well, how about across the board? I don't know, because fish stinks from the head and Trump picks his own detail based on loyalty and not competence?
Crazy situation. In the documentary that we saw, what was it the Man You Don't Know?
You Don't Know, yeah.
Your brother mentioned something that...
That's what Eric's home movie about his own father is called.
It hit me hard, and he said something. It was something about God and the spirituality level, especially in a moment like that, Eric. Because I don't.
Yeah, that's it. You know what I mean? When you're like, phew, God saved me. Fuck the firefighter. There's nothing that's more Jesus-y than that.
Anybody says, I'm a Christian, Tom's a Christian. We go to church. We go to the same church many times. That moment, especially
that part where your dad never goes to church. Like never. Like fucking never. How is it that these assholes who are like, I go to church, we go to the same church together, we go to church all the time, we're churchy people, I'm practically a church. You know what I mean? I'm like 50% church. Like if I spit in a tube and mailed it off to 23andMe, I'd be 12.5%, 12.5, I'd be half church. And yet, I suck up to a guy who won't set foot in the fucking place like he actually is the Antichrist, and he's worried his feet will catch fire as soon as they touch the stone.
See that 3D shot where literally your father just goes like this and it grazes his head. What? How?
Is there a 3D shot of the firefighter getting murdered? Where's God's hand in that, you absolute asshole?
I don't know where your guys' level of Christianity or.
I have a general idea. I would like to. May I? They think it's bullshit. They think you're a fucking sap, but they're ready to get the molasses out of you, dum-dum. They're ready to walk right up, stick a fucking tap in your forehead, and just go bloosh and fill up their jars with the sap in your fucking head because they think you're a sap. That's it. I'm not even kidding. Eric is not a religious person at all. All of it's bullshit. It's performative nonsense. And if you don't believe me, watch Trump talk about church ever. It's always about crowd size and how popular Jesus was. And at some point, he's going to just go, fuck John Lennon. I am more important than Jesus.
Prayer or spirituality. Did anything really change? Because when your brother your brother said something that hit me, and he was like, yeah, it kind of made me go, whoa, this is a whole different situation because they.
Yeah, that's what most people's religious await. Whoa, like this is a whole different thing. I was like, yeah, that's also what he says after he blazes a rail off a stripper's tits, you weirdo.
Fight everything, and he's still fighting and he's still winning.
So let me tell you a little bit of a mushy story that I never thought I'd tell on this podcast. I think.
Oh dear.
I told it once before, but Mike Huckabee.
I never thought I'd tell this story. It's a mushy story. I wouldn't tell it on this podcast, but I've told it before, so it's private. I've only told it on one other podcast with the former governor of Arkansas.
2016 during the primaries. Obviously, he was running against my father. He comes off the stage. I'm backstage. I went to every one of the debates, and comes backstage and he goes, "I'm going to drop
all 6 of them or whatever."
Race there. And my father walked up at the same time. He said the same thing to my father. I dropped out of this race, and he goes, "I really believe that the spirit of God, God's hand, is on your father's shoulder." And I go, "Wow, that's beautiful." And I'm not sure if I really quite knew what it meant at the time.
Most people don't know what Mike Huckabee is talking about ever.
You go through this 10-year, guys, there are some dark days, right? I mean, there are dark days where they're trying
oh my gosh,
to get
thank you for gifting the sub.
I sat behind him or next to him in court every single day.
Well, you had to. You had the diaper bag
during the sham indictments when they're trying to effectively, do a hostile takeover of our company. They're trying to cancel business licenses. We've never done anything, freaking wrong.
Yeah, you never done anything freaking wrong. Did you tell that to Alan Weisselberg?
Some of that stuff's pretty dark.
Is it? Is it to be fined for business fraud? So dark. Dude, it's fucking evil. I don't even know how to. Man, it's so dark. Being fined for defrauding banks. It's the very work of Satan. It's so dark.
You know what? Every single time there was kind of this miraculous. I don't want to necessarily call it a light. I'm using that as a little bit of a metaphor, but
a little bit. Good God, you can't even do like stupid religious talking points correctly.
Something changed. And he was always guided in the right direction, right? You could not have beat Hillary Clinton, probably the greatest political dynasty. That family.
What are you talking about? Her husband was president. What are you talking? There is no dynasty. It was her and her husband. We're not talking about the fucking Kennedys. Again, the greatest political dynasty. Get the fuck out of here.
With $300 million, not knowing what a delegate was going into, the state of, Iowa. Like you just.
Well, now because you faked a bunch.
Have done it, and believe me, he was being guided. He absolutely was, and
yes, by the RNC.
I don't know, guys. You look at Corey. His wife tells the story. I'm not sure if you guys have heard this, but Corey's.
Oh my fucking God. God is guiding Trump so he gets zinked in the ear, but Corey, who died, and this motherfucker can't. I would love to hear him pronounce the guy's last name, Comparator. I'd like to hear him try to pronounce it.
Has told me several times, and my father, Corey, that day kept on saying to her, right, Donald Trump's going to bring me up on stage. Donald Trump is going to bring me up on stage. She's looking at him and saying, what are you talking about? You know, Donald Trump's not going to bring you up on stage. There's 50,000.
Donald Trump, by the way, did not bring him up on stage.
People here. You know, how is he going to bring you up on stage? I'm telling you, I can feel in my soul. Donald Trump's going to bring me up on stage. And
Corey, the fireman?
The fireman who was killed.
Oh, wow.
And
no, the other Corey Feldman, who was there. Yeah, the ghost of Corey Haim, who was present at the time. Corey Hart was in. He was in the back. You couldn't see him because he wears his sunglasses at night, so it was daytime, so you don't recognize him. Of course, the fireman, Corey the fireman. His name is Comparator. Learn his fucking name. You, oh God, these pricks.
Literally during the RNC, I'm not a crier, but
I'm not a crier. Really, you don't stand on a street corner in the 1400s going hear ye. You're not a crier.
At the RNC, I mean, I'm fighting. I'm trying to fight back tears.
You're trying to fight back tears. Were you crying? What? If you were trying to fight back, did you fight back tears, or did you actually? Fuck me.
That firefighting outfit up on stage. I mean, he was literally brought
outfit. Outfit. Firefighting outfit. Listen to this motherfucker. It's a uniform, and it's his protective gear. It's not an outfit. He doesn't have 7 of them, and he's got like a fucking Fisher-Price man where he reaches into his closet and goes, do I wear the short pants fireman outfit, or do I wear the like action figure fireman tight pants version outfit? Fuck you.
On that stage, and the fact that he was so emphatic with his wife about this whole story, the fact that the big American flag folded over and turned into a perfect angel above his head.
Oh my goodness!
I mean, yeah.
No, it did not. It was an imperfect angel. As a matter of fact, the king of the imperfect angels.
That's a shot right there with you know, he's going to bring me.
Look at that picture. It looks like he's trying to figure out if that's really how you spell buffalo. Corey Comparator's name is on the fucking jacket. Trump in this moment looks like he's looking at the jacket and going, is his real name Buffalo Comparator? What an ass. Oh, these people are so awful. They're just awful.
On the stage. He's going to bring me on the stage. I mean, there was no bigger stage in the world than this. Everybody.
Yeah, there is. Yeah, there is. There's a lot bigger stages in the world than the RNC in Milwaukee, you fucking dickhead. And he's dead. He didn't get brought on stage. His jacket's being used as a prop by a guy who can't even pronounce his last name. Good Lord.
The entire earth was watching this performance, right? And he did it.
Performance. Outfit. Listen to the words. Stage. Nothing is real to these motherfuckers. I was trying to fight back tears. You mean you were trying to appear like you were crying, you cretin?
And in Butler when we returned that day. But then again, the flag. I mean, guys, I'm a competitive shooter. It's what I've done. I know that game as well as anybody.
As well as anybody. Really? Big bunch of trophies on your wall? Yeah? Do you win the club championships? Did your dad buy you a shooting club so you can win the club championship even if you're not physically present, which he does all the time?
My 6-year-old son will make a 130-yard shot with a modern rifle every single time. Like, this is not a difficult thing.
Has he ever done it under fire while in the process of trying to murder someone after being spotted by the police, knowing he's rigged explosives in his car? I'm just saying there's a lot of moving parts.
golfer that's like a 4-inch putt. The fact that he
No, it's not. It is not like a 4-inch putt.
turned his head, looked at a screen on the opposite side where the screen.
All right, that's bullshit too. It's not the opposite side. He has it on his right, the left of the stage all the time.
For that graph of immigration, I'll tell
the
you
immigration
right now.
Oh yeah, the graph of immigration, the one that says that he left office in April of 2020.
was up there, which he normally throws in at the end of these.
Yeah, but now all of his other economic talking points are dead. So all he can do is scare people with immigration. So that's why he brought it up first, because he's got only one weapon right now, and it's bigotry.
Things. I mean, you want to talk about 1,000 things going right to spare him. It's not coincidence. So, and one other thing, faith is totally under attack. It's not just Christianity, right? But faith is totally under attack in this country.
Is it? Do you feel attacked for your faith? Faith is under attack. First of all, anybody who's an actual Christian, anybody who's actually spiritual or a believer knows that you can't attack someone's faith. You can attack, at most, their exercise of that faith. Gathering in a church, wearing certain clothes, wearing certain symbols. The externalized shit, none of which is important to any of the paths that are involved or that you're talking about. Faith isn't under attack. The monetization of faith is dragging right now. So these big mega churches are fucking all these mid-level churches and these, so basically we have the same divide in church that we have in some ways, even I would say it's even worse from a middle class standpoint, that it's like there's a income inequality when it comes to churches, because there's these giant mega churches and then there's these strip mall shitty little Branch Davidian kind of gatherings that are, next to a fucking GameStop in an old candle store.
And we're so much better than this. Again,
are you? Really? Tell me about your faith.
I mentioned the Jewish student, they can't walk across the NYU or Columbia campus.
They can't actually walk across the NYU or Columbia campus. They can currently do that. You can actually walk. They don't. I suppose they could use an electric scooter, but
man, the way that they're attacking Catholics, the way that they're attacking evangelicals. I mean, what is?
How are they? How are they doing it? Tell us the way.
These people that can't just stay out of people's lives and let them. It makes.
I'm sorry. What, Mr. Abortion Ban?
Sense to me, but God has been a big part of this journey. There's no question about it. And
yeah, no question. Don't question it. You can't question it because I don't have an answer. I don't know what the fuck that means.
And you can feel it, and we have felt it. And
cast found on the PBD podcast.
What the on the Peanut Butter Dickhead podcast? What the fuck is he? Is he auditioning to be in Logan's Run? What is this jacket? This is a baseball warm-up jacket. Game 5. Get 1 entry for every $1 spent on merchandise. Jesus Christ. No some purchase necessary, I guess. Good Lord. I get so aggravated at that conversation. By the way, let's drop in while we're at it. And by the way, hit that like, subscribe, share the show if you would. Hopefully sound-wise we're okay. And I want to thank everybody for... Where are these? There we go. Jerry, thank you so much for the super chat. That's very lovely. And Candy also did one. I don't know if this will... I don't want it to eat up the other one. There you go. So I got to wait till it clears and then it'll work. I get you. Thank you, Candy, for that super chat. It's very lovely. It's nice. I made a ticker. And Utah Raptor, thanks very much. That was very sweet. Added one more to your Patreon list. Thank you so much for that. Appreciate that so much. And MZ Lee says they voted last Sunday. Thank you. Happy belated birthday. I appreciate that. That is, if you want to get me a perfect gift, that would be the thing. That would be great. I really appreciate that. Sean, thank you straight up for that. That's very nice. And Linda gave me a super sticker. I was trying to read what the super sticker was, Linda, and I was like, the description of it's hilarious. That's so lovely. Thank you so much for that super sticker. And it describes it Video game controller punches and kicks in between words. Super effective. Thank you very much. I appreciate that. I think I am. And then Lunatic, thank you very much. Houseworks, have you seen the video of the Mount Pleasant, Pennsylvania Halloween parade with Kamala in chains? Yes, I have. It's it's gross. Pentax and Stein, there you go. Best decompression show ever. I try. I really do. I appreciate that. And then Marcia Pilipow, is that how you say it right? I hope so. Sent me a super sticker of a mustache, of a purple mustache. So thank you so much for that. Now, we had a little bit of Eric. Shall we visit Don Jr.? Can we go see Don Jr. and all of his stupidness? Shall we? Shall we, kids? Because, damn. Where's the... There it is. Let's go there. So this is Don Jr. I got to say, the timing on the title of this is pretty shite, considering the Michael Wolff stuff that just came out, that there is 100 hours of Epstein talking about his friendship with Trump that Michael Wolff has on tape, that he showed Michael Wolff pictures of Trump with topless girls sitting on his lap that were more than likely Epstein recruits and were underage. That stuff is going to be coming out over the next year or so, and it sounds like more of a warning, but apparently it was in the safe that the FBI got, which might explain why Trump is begging off on his whole thing about, like, I think I would totally declassify the Epstein. Well, maybe I wouldn't. I mean, there's a lot of phony stuff in there. Yeah. What do you think? He's gonna go through the file personally and pick and choose it. What do you think? So this is Don Jr. If they had an October surprise, they'd have dropped it by now. Oh, and there's an ad.
Let me tell you something about Asian people that 99% of people don't know.
I don't want to hear it. Yeah, I don't care. Please go away.
There is one unusual strategy anyone can use to improve their odds of winning the lottery. And potentially...
I mean, it's the boy who cried wolf, right? If you lie about someone for 9 years straight, nothing ever sticks, nothing's ever true, it all ends up...
He was convicted of 34 counts of fraud, and the rest of his trials are ongoing. The one in Florida was only punted because he picked the judge. Shit stuck, dummy. He's going to get sentenced at the end of this month.
A hoax or lawfare or whatever it may be, that's going to happen.
That's going to happen. It totally is. And one of the other things that's going to happen is that, like my dad, I'm always in the passenger seat of a car.
Tried doing that the other day, 2 days ago, I guess, with the Atlantic, where Trump said this about a fallen soldier, and like the sister of the
sister.
And this is one of these journalists at the Atlantic that peddles all these hoaxes, so it's not exactly known as a credible guy. He's peddled a lot of nonsense, but the sister who was on the phone.
The sister? Was it the sister? By the way, is it the cocaine hole in the roof of the mouth that causes the lisp, or is this just the new Castilian Trump English?
The lawyer who was in the room. 12 other people, everyone who was in the room was like, that's just a lie. But it doesn't matter. They run with it anyway, and then leftist Twitter picks it up today, and despite the community notes, they're still running with it as though it's the gospel, right? They have
the gospel according to Theo.
So yesterday, I guess, John Kelly comes out and he said, Trump said all of these things. I'm like, really? That's interesting. John Kelly, you care so much. You waited 5 years?
And no, he didn't wait 5 years. He said it. He just okayed them putting out the audio of it. 5 years? He just waited that long? No, he said it immediately.
To say all of these disastrous things. You waited conveniently till...
He'd say all these disastrous things. Dude, are you trying to accent your lisp? Is this like pronouncing white as a dog whistle to white supremacists?
Before an election, I mean, if you were really telling the truth, if it was really this threat, you'd think you'd have brought it up before that, but you just understand.
So you're going to... Wait. You're going to ignore all the people that brought stuff like this up for a long time. How about this? Asshole? Let's walk back to your dad saying John McCain isn't a hero because he was captured. How about there? How about we just start and end there? I don't give a fuck about any of these other things. I personally believe they're true, but I don't need any more than the shit your dad has already talked out openly on camera in front of a live audience.
He's another one of these Washington bureaucrats. If he goes against Trump now, he thinks he's going to be rewarded in the next administration.
Yeah, just like everybody who's siding with your dad, like Elon Musk.
If it's not,
Elon Musk is hoping for, that he wants to move his case in Pennsylvania to a federal court so that he can get a pardon, but he can't because that's a state charge.
He understands he's not going anywhere with Trump because he basically did a lousy job. But that's how it works in D.C. So they'll come up 2 weeks beforehand, they'll peddle the lies, they'll get their board seat, the swamp will take care of them, and they'll continue to fail America. So I don't think anyone's buying any of this crap anymore. I think, frankly, people are sick of it. The reality.
All right, what's happening? What's the theory? Sorry, real quick, chat room, if I may. What are we thinking? Swollen tongue? Are we new teeth, and therefore there's an issue with placement? Is his palate brace that he has in there from doing too much coke that's in the roof of his mouth because there's a hole? Is that slipping now, and it pushes his tongue forward, and that's what makes them talk like this, and he's unaware of it? What do you think? What do we think? Because I gotta say, holy shit. It's really exaggerated. Too much coke? That's, I think, last one. Everybody thinks coke hole. Everybody's going with coke hole. All right. I generalize, but across the board. Coke hole, we're going with coke hole. Okay. All right, back to the coke hole.
We had 4 years under Trump. Anyone who's voting in this election lived, under Trump for 4 years.
Yes, especially the last one where no one lived. We all stayed home.
And everyone who's voting in this election also lived under Harris Biden for 4 years.
Yes, with the lowest unemployment for the longest period in 60 years, a near doubling of the stock market, rising wages, and then a recovery which caused the inflation, specifically the supply shock caused by us, reshoring factories and the like, which will drive up prices for some time, and still we're the strongest economy in the world.
When were you better off?
Now, not during lockdown, not when he was setting it up so that the Derek Chauvins of the world could have their fucking way with anybody.
When were we at peace? When were we at war?
We weren't at peace.
When were we prosperous?
When were we prosperous? We were at war in Afghanistan all during your dad's presidency. When Biden got in, we got out. We're no longer in a war. We're helping allies, but we're not in these wars. We don't have troops on the ground. We had troops on the ground in Afghanistan, you dumb motherfucker.
Were we poor? And the reality is, we went from prosperity.
Really? You're going to say prosperity with a lisp? Are you just looking for it? I guess. You just say wealth. We were wealthy because no one will notice.
Trump.
I guess everybody will go, what is wealthy?
To poverty under Joe Biden.
Sorry, that's your family, dummy. That's because you were fined $500 million.
Kamala Harris and their disastrous policies.
That's just the legal system. Those aren't her policies. That's the policy of fuck around and find out. You're in the find out phase.
Signing peace deals in the Middle East and no.
In the Middle East. Hold on. In the Middle East. Wait 1 second. Peace deals in the what? Hold on.
Under Trump, to poverty under Joe Biden and Kamala Harris and their disastrous policies. We went from signing peace deals in the Middle East and no.
In the Middle East. In the Middle East.
Wars to wars breaking out all over the place. It's a very simple choice.
It's a thimble of choice. Sorry, simple choice, I guess is what he was trying to say. Is that like Simple Jack? Thank you, Gina. Oh my gosh. Pentoxy. Why is that so small? Oh my gosh, that should be bigger. Thank you. Pentoxy Stein, that's so lovely. Thank you so much for the super chat. Coke is your answer. You're going with Coke. And Gina just has a heart. I don't know if his heart is the problem. And Chandra, orchestra seats A18 and A20 will be empty tomorrow night. Please use them to honor those lost to the hate. Let them. Oh, that's very sweet, Chandra. Tomorrow night for Sexy Liberal. We will absolutely. Thank you so much for that.
Again, the Democrats are going to pull out all of their stops.
The stops. It's true. We are pulling out all of the stops. I've heard this. Say, there's somebody that got a bear stuck in a hole.
The stuff that they'll peddle now is going to be next level, and it's an act of desperation. Because frankly, with all of the early votes,
so he got a heads up about the Epstein stuff
going on right now. If they had a real October surprise, they would have dropped it by now.
Yeah, they don't need one. Your dad's just a shit candidate.
That's not even a question. I mean, in some...
Yeah, so, bro, so true. It's so true. It's like there's true and then there's that.
25% of the vote is in. If they had a real October surprise... They dropped it. But that's not going to stop them from lying. It's not going to stop them from, rolling out their bureaucrats in D.C. and, making up stuff about Trump like they've been doing for 9 years.
Oh, yeah? What'd they make up?
And I think, to your point, people get it. They've seen it. They've seen all the stuff.
Yeah, that's why the banked vote is so fucking huge this time.
They've seen all turn out to be nonsense.
No, it didn't.
Falling for it for the fourth.
Also, maybe it did. I have to be honest. I don't know what the word nonsense means. Maybe it means something else. I assume you're saying nonsense, but that's me. I shouldn't do that.
375th time.
The 375th time. By the way, this is John Solomon on the far right. I don't know who the lady. Hold on.
As California turned a corner for the worse, the most consequential election in our lifetime is just around the corner.
Oh, it's an ad. I see. I don't know who
everybody.
Hey. By the way, where's this? Oh yeah. So we'll go to Trump next in a minute. And again, I apologize. This is Hal Sparks, Megaworldwide. It's a little later tonight, but it's Friday night. We're hanging out. I will be doing a 24-hour live stream on Election Day, noon to noon, ladies and gentlemen. Will I fall asleep at some point? It's entirely possible. And then you guys get to watch me nap, which I will promise to wear something visually stimulating. Thank you so much for the super chat. It's so lovely. You guys, my goodness. Aria says, how not to derail, I had to drop this morning. Did you tell us how to set up our AI? If not, will you do it next Friday? Yes, I will. Rob will be back. He was not with us this time. So I will, I will go through how to set it up and run you through it. Absolutely. Especially if you want to tweak it to be specific to a use. Yeah, absolutely. And so this is, if I may, this is Trump dropping in to try and pick up some of the Muslims that don't like Palestinians and want them to all die. Let's be abundantly clear. We've known of the Sunni-Shia divide for a very long time. We've known that there are different groups, the Houthis and others, who might align themselves with a particular group, but when it finally comes down to it, like the Germans, they may side with a group of people like the Polish until it's time to kill them, right? That shit happens all over the Middle East, just like it happens with every other broader ethnic group that's divided into belief systems. And so Trump went and found a bunch of people who want the Palestinians dead. And he went to Michigan, and they exist, and that's what they do. That's their whole shtick is we got to get this over with. Thank you, KDR. Finding How Live makes my. I'm so glad I can make your night tonight. Make my night tonight. Go ahead, make my night. All right, here we go.
Contributions of Arab Americans. No longer will we tolerate the narrative of fake news that seeks to demonize our people.
By the way, the dude you're standing next to has done more to demonize your people than anyone else in modern political history, you tit.
We are proud Americans enriching this nation.
Thank you, Patreon.
With our hospitality, education, and hard work. From doctors to humanitarians and poets to politicians, we embody the spirit of resilience and progress.
Anybody else's radar going off? There's a reason why he feels safe to live in Michigan, perhaps not overseas in another place. That said, I'm sure he's not talking about Ilhan Omar in his description of Muslims who've been vilified.
We look to a Trump presidency with hope, envisioning a time where peace flourishes, particularly in Lebanon and Palestine, maintaining the integrity of our borders.
Lebanon and Palestine. So this is maybe one of the anti-Israel guys.
Appreciate the recent letter regarding Lebanon.
He appreciates the recent letter?
I can't stand in silence when Palestine is being erased. Please help us stop the bloodshed. No amount of money or power should be priced.
Look at his hand on Trump's back. Is he worried that Trump's going to fall over or pass out?
Over human life.
Look at Trump's side jaw. Really? I'm just going to tell Netanyahu to turn it into a parking lot. I don't know what you're expecting.
U.S. citizens should decide elections, not foreign entities and biased media sources.
Yeah, we do. That's how it works. We do. We absolutely do.
We must reclaim the promise of our forefathers, the freedom of speech, untainted by censorship from social media giants. These platforms should serve
are private organizations and are not responsible for your free speech exercise. You have the right to speech, but you don't have the right to someone else's microphone, you weirdo.
The public spaces allowing us to reveal the...
They're not public... Whoa. Hang on there, dum-dum. Say that again.
Speech, untainted by censorship from social media giants. These platforms should serve as the public spaces...
Nope. That's a bunch of commie bullshit. Sorry. Oh my gosh, Rosanna. Rosanna. That's so sweet. Be a lighthouse. I will do my level best. Thank you so much. Rosanna.
Allowing us to reveal the truth and shine the lights of the injustices around the world.
Yeah, no. They're private organizations. Facebook's a private organization. Twitter's a private organization. What are you talking about? The illusion that somehow they're free speech entities is ridiculous. You have the right to say anything you want. You don't have the right to anybody else's microphone, and you don't have the right to walk into a fucking Kentucky Fried Chicken and start shouting about the flat earth without them running you out of there, because you don't have the right to free speech in their space. Good Lord. Oh, thank you, Kate. She just became a Patreon. Thank you so much.
As we approach the next election, let us be clear, the outcome will reflect the ineffective policies and leadership that have put us all at risk.
Risk of what? Dude, you already lost. You think Twitter is the public square. It's owned by a billionaire. He bought it himself, and then on the idea that he was going to get rid of the bots and turn it into a free speech haven, and the motherfucker literally jacked the algorithm the other direction to help Trump. Free speech. Piss off. Thank you so much for becoming a Patreon.
I believe that you will stand up to corruption.
Of course you do. That's the same kind of brain that gave us Twitter is the public square.
Fostering peace and
Walmart is also the public refrigerator, I suppose. Yeah. Can you walk into a Target and open the refrigerated cabinets like it's your own fucking fridge? Don't you have the right to eat your own food in whatever way you see fit?
Prosperity through diplomacy rather than through bombs and bloodshed. I, along with many others, truly appreciate that you made it a priority to visit Dearborn, one of the greatest cities in the United States. It is vital to keep building these connections and strengthening relationships with our incredibly intelligent community, especially after the election. Now, I would like to honor our future president, Mr. Donald Trump, with a plaque on behalf of all peace-loving Michiganders, from a quote from Ronald Reagan that says, "Peace is not the absence of conflict, but the ability to handle conflict by peaceful means."
Aw, they're giving him a big wooden mitten. He's now tomorrow he's going to be like, the Muslims considered me man of the millennium. I got a giant bear paw. I tried to bite it. It did not taste like maple syrup at all. Look at that. Good job speaking. He said the words. Look at that. And I got a carved piece of wood. Isn't that nice?
Thank you so much. I will hold out here so you don't have to walk around with that. Thank you. USA! USA! USA!
That guy doesn't know whether he's supposed to commit to that or take the picture. Throw smoky eyes. Don't do the smile. That's something a jackass like Trump would do. Don't smile. Look serious. That's a serious wood carving.
USA! Well, I want to thank you. And look, I know many people from Lebanon, and we have to get...
Of course you do. We all know a lot of people from Lebanon. Shout out to Keanu Reeves' family.
This whole thing over with. We want to have...
I think he was born in Beirut, wasn't he?
We want to have peace on earth.
Yes, we do. And goodwill towards men and say Merry Christmas, especially these people around me. They want to be able to say Merry Christmas again.
All over. And these are...
Pentoxidine is a new lab rat. Thank you so much.
People, and
oh my gosh, Jan, what are you doing too? I'm still worried. Stay with us on Tuesday. I will be there. You're going to be all right. Don't worry about it. This asshole's going to lose and lose badly.
Much appreciated, and being with you in Dearborn is really
Thank you very much. It's shaped in the hand of Michigan because Michigan will decide this election, and Michigan is turning around to be a Republican state. Thank you.
No. No, it's not.
Thank you very much.
So he goes. They bring over a bunch of like campaign operatives and folks like that are working. This is his like Muslim outreach group and all that kind of stuff. Yeah. And that dude cannot stop touching him. I don't know how the fucking. Okay, that guy that just walked up, who's, I guess they're pulling a train right now, but the guy in the back is Secret Service. I don't know if the guy in between them is, but they all want to touch his back. And the Secret Service are like, yeah, no. Hands off the merchandise, mister. So he goes around. Here, I'll show you. Hold on one second, if I may. Goes around, and he takes a lot of selfies. And then he says some more shit. Some people ask questions of him, I think, at one point. And by the way, nobody pulls crowds of somewhere in the order of 38 people like Trump does in a restaurant in Dearborn, Michigan. I mean, basically, he's got it nailed. Dearborn's in the tank for Trump. You can tell by all 38 of the people in this restaurant. Hey, look, if you can't do a rally because you haven't paid your bill last time, what do you do in town? Get ready to see a bunch more of this shit between now and Tuesday from Trump, because he's going to go back to all these places and he hasn't paid his bill for the security or the use of the venue and all that kind of shit, so they won't let him do it again. So he's going to do a bunch of these like, I'm showing up at a place, there's only 10 people in here, but it's only, I'm here to shake hands with the waffle guy. Right, yeah. So good, so good. There's a guy wearing a garbage truck vest. Hey, look at this guy. I heard that Joe Biden bet Kamala ice cream cone that he couldn't get us all wearing garbage man clothes and garbage bags, and she owes him big time. Hello. Hello, everybody. Time for Grandpa's going to come over and give his urine sample. Give us a second.
I want some good
Hold on. Okay, this is the other thing. This is the part in case you're new to Earth and you've just arrived. Hi, welcome. Sorry about this. I'll straighten it all out for you later, but for right now, this is our current entertainment. Is this like long Halloween amusement park ride of the horror of this man being in charge of anything that matters to anybody but his fucking dumbass family. But he always does this whole thing like, I want some good food. What's good food? You're gonna feed me here. I hear everything's great. Give me the 2 of those, and somebody will pay for it, and then they leave without paying.
Bring it home to us. What food do you have?
What food do you have? Take a guess, asshole.
I want some good food. These are great people.
These are great people. What kind of food do you have? I want some good food here. Well, maybe you could help them make some French fries. I'm kidding.
These are great people. I like that guy right there. Everything okay? Everything good? Business is good? What is this? I'll do that. Give me a...
Okay, they want him to sign. They're asking him to sign hands.
No, it's not a card. It's from me.
A great fight. A great fight.
Okay. No, it's not.
Oh, wow. So the hat has a name on it. Apparently, I can't see it because the video's not that strong, but apparently it's a very foreign sounding name. And watch his face when they say read it.
That's yours.
Thank you, Steven. That's amazing. Whose is that? Who's this? Whose is that? She goes, read it. Watch him try. Look at him. He's trying to read it right now.
No, it's not a card. It's from me.
A great fight. A great fight.
Okay.
I'm going to sign this for you. I'm going to give it to you. Okay.
Tyrus Onomasi. I couldn't hear who the person is, but apparently it's just a foreign name. And he's like, who is that? Who's this person who I absolutely know? And I could totally say it, but I don't feel like it right now. Thank you, Susan. And thank you, Carolyn. Sorry. Voted Wednesday after 3 hours in line. Oh, my gosh. Carolyn, you stood in line for 3 hours. That's amazing. Early voting, you had 3 hours of line for early voting. That's actually a really good sign. In Indiana, that's good stuff. And Susan, thank you so much.
Anything you have to say about the Muslim ban?
Do you have anything to say about the Muslim ban? If I was the Muslim ban, the Muslim ban, the Muslim ban. If I had a Muslim ban early in the morning.
There is no Muslim ban.
Not Dearborn, anyways. Obviously, it means people coming in, dummy. You're already in. Mr. Pull the ladder up after yourself. Oh, my gosh. Pentax and sign, thank you so much.
America was created
I hope I'm saying that right.
on the hard work of good Muslims as well.
Nice one. Okay, thank you very much, everybody. Thank you, everybody. Very nice.
Thank you.
You're working hard. I've been watching you, huh? Is she doing a good job? She's doing a good job?
All right, this is also his weird little thing. He points somebody out. They doing good to you? Is he being a good boss? Are these people being good to you? It's something, it's like he learned it from a book recently. Wow.
But I think I'm working harder.
Is she working hard? And then he goes, I think I'm working harder.
2 days in a row.
62 days in a row. That's not true at all. He was golfing. By the way, he considers private meetings with donors and golfing with them at his own clubs to be work. Just say it. And I don't know what you consider work. But I personally would not consider that to be work. Personally. I don't know why. Why was Dearborn so important to you is the question. Sometimes it's hard. Thank you for the new Patreon subscriber. Thank you too much. And then Joy, thank you so much as well. Sorry, I saw that. I think it came up.
Great feeling for Lebanon, and I know so many people from Lebanon, Lebanese people, and the Muslim population.
Sorry, the Muslim? Wait. The Muslim?
People from Lebanon, Lebanese people, and the Muslim population.
Yeah, Lebanese women are known for being rather, buxom. I think that's what he means. The Muslim population. Is that what he's saying? Listen to that again.
So many people from Lebanon, Lebanese people, and the Muslim population.
Oh, yeah, the Muslim population. Yowza. Bow, wow, wow. They put the babe in Beirut.
And I've had a good relationship with them.
Yeah, they should spell it B-A-E root because I love them so much, they're my bae. The Muslim population. Shut up.
This is where they are, Dearborn.
Is it? Oh, okay, good. Do they know? You should probably turn around and tell them where they are.
We want their votes, and we're looking for their votes.
Uh-huh. Right? You want their votes, and you're looking for their votes, and you must have their votes. And if they give their votes to anyone else, they've got to have their head examined or something about not being Muslim.
We'll get their votes. What do you think? You think we'll get their votes? I have a feeling we will.
I have a feeling we will, especially the 38 people in this restaurant owned by one of my donors.
And we have polls that came out just now. We're doing very well in Michigan.
Mm-hmm.
We're very well in Pennsylvania.
When he says very well, instead of we're winning in all the polls, he means he's losing. He means he just heard the one where she's ahead. And by the way, she's been ahead in his internal polls for a while now.
We're doing great in Arizona.
Nope.
8 up, 9 up, something like that.
Yeah. Yeah, that's what Rasmussen is telling you.
And overall, we're doing extremely well. Somebody said 97% chance of winning. You saw that?
Yeah. Somebody said that. That would be a lunatic.
But I don't know.
Oh, Pentax the camera, Frankenstein the monster. That makes sense. I like that idea, Pentax and Stein. Good. I nailed it then. I'm very happy about that. I'm good. I'm glad. I did so well. Nobody reads weird online nicknames like I do. Although I won't say Diddy. The man's name is Sean Combs. Once you become a defendant, I don't have to use your silly nickname anymore. That's the rule.
All I know is you have to go out and vote.
Is that all you know? It might be all you know. I actually think that's the only truthful thing he said.
Are you going to all go and vote? And you wouldn't vote for Kamala? No, Kamala. Nobody's going to vote for Kamala.
Yeah, nobody's going to vote for her.
Various advisors are saying that you will declare victory no matter what and ahead of time. What are your comments?
All I can tell you is she's an inferior candidate. She shouldn't be running. She didn't get one vote. She is totally an inferior candidate. She shouldn't be running.
And I'm pissed that she's kicking my ass. Wait, let me get this straight. She's an inferior candidate. She shouldn't even be running. She didn't get one vote, and she's kicking your sorry ass. These are terrible defenses. I don't know why he goes to this. That's like saying, Biden can't get off a stage. He can't put two sentences together, and they were neck and neck in the polls. You're an asshole. You should play up her thing. Like, she's supposed to be their ringer because they're going to do everything to get her elected, and she's obviously a smart person, but she's not going to be calling the shots. She's a manipulator and blah, blah. Like, you'd be better off making people worry about her. And I don't want to give him any fucking... It's not like he's going to grow. What am I worried? He's going to change. But he would be better off making the case that she's a conniving ladder climber or some shit like that. And she's getting marching orders from the Pentaveret.
They took it away from Biden. They've treated Biden very unfairly.
Yeah, your sympathy is overwhelming.
To tell you that.
Try not to get sap on everybody.
When you talk about democracy, they have treated it very unfairly.
We still all have to vote. You realize how parties pick their leaders aren't democratic, or you would have actually had to show up at the debates with Nikki Haley and DeSantis. What are you talking about?
Mr. President, the Vice President has criticized your elevation of Robert F. Kennedy. She just said that she thinks he's the last person in America that should be involved.
That's Garrett? Yeah.
Well, that's because they've lost him. He was a Democrat all his life.
Oh, believe me, you can have him. No, he wasn't a Democrat all his life. His family are Democratic royalty. He's been a philanderer his entire adult life. He's been a heroin addict, and in many ways like a dry drunk. More than likely is on TRT and some other shit, and the mix is making him a little loopy.
Any family is the first one to do this, and they've lost him.
Only one.
Very unhappy about it.
No, we're good. I'm here to tell you, as the duly designated representative of the Democratic establishment and the deep state personified, I'm here to tell you, you can have RFK Jr. You are welcome to golf and falcon with that bloated fuck anytime you want. Knock yourself out. Sorry. Marcia gave me a super sticker that says, I'll be back in this because, this is because the Arnold came out and supported the Kamala and the Harris, this is very important. I don't like the politicians, this is true and all that and things of that nature. And so, but I don't like the big pussy grabbing monkey faced man with the orangeness and stuff like that. He looks like Pat Robertson fucking the circus peanut, like Hal Sparks says,
I think they're very unhappy about their poll numbers because she is sinking like a dead ship.
She's sinking like a dead ship. What killed the ship? Did it die of natural causes, or did somebody sneak up behind it and give it an injection? A dead ship. A dead ship.
And no, he's great. He is a great guy. I've known him a long time.
Oh yeah, I know. You guys have a lot in common. You cheat on all of your wives. You're quiet, constant substance abusers.
And
you're both gross.
What he wants to do is very simply, he wants to make people healthy, and I think that's a good
thing. You were asked about your health care plan. It's on me.
Everything is on me. I'm paying for the whole thing, which is what we call a contribution in kind to the candidates. By paying for your staff and everyone here, I am breaking the law. I expect some form of pardon.
Now here's the mayor of a big city. More people should be a mayor like him.
It's Dearborn. Simmer.
Thank you, sir. Coffee's on me. Let me have one. We're gonna need it. You can give them some coffee too.
Can you? It's on him. What are you talking about? He didn't offer to. What are you doing? You can give them a bunch of coffee. He's paying. There, coffee, orange whip, 3 orange whips. What an asshole. He just volunteered that guy to pay for everybody's coffee. What a prick.
You want some coffee?
You want coffee? You like coffee? I don't drink coffee. It tastes like grown-up food.
She's gonna have some.
She's gonna have some coffee. I don't drink coffee. Do you have any Diet Coke? Do you have any Muslim Diet Coke?
I don't drink coffee, but these.
There you go. What'd I tell you? I don't drink coffee because he drinks Diet Coke like by the fucking gallon. By the way, you're watching Hal Sparks Mega Worldwide. I'm Hal Sparks, the most Hal Sparks you'll ever Hal Sparks in your whole Hal Sparks in life.
My family Thank you very much. It's very nice thing. It's a nice trip. Put together a basket. Yeah, put together for my people, and it'll be great. And take care of these people.
And the mayor will pay for it. Who I don't even know his name. I call him Mr. Mayor because he doesn't matter because he's bald and bald people don't belong in politics, which is something that Trump believes, even though he's kind of bald.
Good numbers. You see the numbers?
Brother of the owner, I organized this event. You were asked about your health care plan.
This is like, what a douchebag. So then he takes it's a bunch of pictures and they wander around and whatever. And he's signing things. And there's like 38 people in here. It's not. They definitely pack the place with supporters. The idea is that they want people in there to take pictures and make them feel better. And then, he comes back around. I honest to God, it's like 38 people. And then when he finishes that, they bring him up. And there's Walt, by the way. Hey, look, everybody. It's his co-defendant who he's not supposed to be around.
He's great. RFK Jr. is great.
He's great. He's great. Man, he's great. He's so great. People say, what's he like? I say he's great.
And you know, they wish they had him, but they don't have him. I have him.
Ew. Yeah, I got him and he's great. They used to have him and he wasn't great.
Solution is possible. Sorry, Liz Cheney interpreted his comments last night as a threat against her life. What is your response to that?
I think that Liz Cheney is a disaster. All she wants to do is blow people up.
Wait a minute. Did the girl right here ask that question? Hold on. I was too busy looking at his weird way of signing the wood.
I think that Liz Cheney.
Hold on.
Interpreted his comments last night as a threat against her life. What is your response to that?
I think that.
Yeah, she asked the question, what's the response to that? And he's looking straight ahead like the voice is coming from his, like, right here.
Cheney is a disaster.
Thank you, Peter. Time changer, can we get back AM 940? I don't know. Although I do know that apparently, thanks, Minneapolis, my radio show on WCPT is going to be carried in Minneapolis. It won't be live. It will be, they're going to re-air it on their station at a different time, I think later in the day or on Sunday because of the time slot issue, which is really nice. That I've added a station. I've doubled my number of stations the show is on.
All she wants to do is blow people up. She's a war hawk.
All she wants to do is blow people up. She's a war hawk.
One of that. And if you ever put her into the field of battle, she'd be the first one to chicken out.
Oh, that's because she's a woman, by the way, just in case you're wondering. This is a chicken hawk reference. It's just lame, but mainly he thinks that because she's female.
She wouldn't fight. She'd chicken out so fast.
Why would you think that? She can shoot, you dumb motherfucker. And better than her dad.
That's all I say.
She again, her father is a sociopath. I don't know. I think most people who are raised by sociopaths, if they were put in a battle situation, they'd fucking click into overkill, literally. Whereas this asshole, you want to talk about somebody who would beat feet. That dude would run straight out of his shoes and it'd be like, there goes bone spurs for the record.
These are the people. They don't mind killing people, but if they had to do it themselves, she wouldn't fight. She's a coward.
What the fuck is that? Are you just trying to tell people that you would kill people personally in your next term?
He said that kind of language is disqualifying for someone running for president. Do you agree? Mr. Trump, do you think what's happening in Gaza is a genocide? Sir, what conversation?
She asked, by the way, he's ignoring those questions. The real tough questions. She goes, do you think what's happening in Gaza is a genocide? And she asked him that. That crowd, that guy right next to him, would like to hear him say yes. He's not answering.
Recently with Prime Minister Netanyahu about bringing peace to the Middle East.
Oh, yeah. And what about your meeting with Netanyahu bringing peace to the Middle East?
We had a good conversation.
We had a good conversation.
We're going to bring peace. You're going to have peace in the Middle East, but not with the clowns that you have running the U.S. right now. You're going to have peace. You're going to have peace in the Middle East, and they should have peace in the Middle East, but not with the clowns you have in the Middle East.
Sorry, there are clowns in the Middle East too. We have clowns. They got clowns. Netanyahu's a clown. I guess it's the whole fucking thing's a clown. Well, I guess everything's projection.
What you have.
Yeah, what do we have? I forget where the clowns were now.
People in the Middle East that aren't doing their job, and you have people in the U.S. that aren't doing their job. And when they
yeah, what exactly is their job?
Get it together. When they get it right, you're going to have peace in the Middle East.
Oh, okay, well, good. Well, that settles it. Sure.
Specific end to the conflict with Prime Minister.
Did you suggest do you have a suggestion of a particular antidote? Yes, something awesome that's super good and better than anything you've ever come up with, because clowns. Something about clowns. I'm going to send in Pennywise.
Things like that. Thank you very
We're going to send red balloons, but not the ones from the 80s song that was in German first. Nein, nein, she's Luftballon en un Brecht und Hobigchen. All right. Oh, by the way, members of his staff yell his name to make him feel better. You know that? People, they literally, to add to the, they literally go like, President Trump, you're awesome. President Trump, quick question, President Trump. Like, they literally do that because there's a couple of reporters, but 2 or 3 sounds kind of pathetic. So he wants it to sound like there's 8 or 10 reporters yelling questions all the time. So they, but Mr. Trump, like they do that all the time. For real. Now, I've seen his own staff who are there with him, came with him and left with him, yelling like, Mr. Trump, quick question, like that. And they arrived with him and they're leaving with him. Just dumb. By the way, this is the traveling press. These are the people who are with him all the time. That's not the same people I'm talking about, for the record. They go out a different direction. There's Garrett Haig. He's a tall drink of water. That is not Byron Donalds. I think that's a Secret Service dude, by the way. I'm sure people were like, what is Byron Donalds doing in the kitchen? No, that's not him. Just so you know.
Keep going. I'm trying not to die here.
I'm trying not to die here. Not in Dearborn. It only thing worse than that is dying in Bruges.
Everyone's running me over.
Everyone's running me over with their fucking mics. Thank you. Thank you. Well, it's nice that you keep your camera running, I guess. Thank you for the guest memberships. So they run around, they make them run around the outside and like go to the next event in a box. This is actually a great window into what the traveling press with candidates go through. So then they run around for when he's coming out, and then they get footage of him getting into the vehicle or leaving or whatever, and then they like they're photographers, the stragglers, in case anything's happened. The rest of them get in their bus, and then they try to beat him over to the next place. So the reason they have to be rushed is they get inside there, and then he delays his leave, or they go around, they do a lap or whatever, so the press are there when he arrives. So they're ahead of the... Yeah, there you go. So I think overall pretty good sound tonight, yes. And thank you guys for the lovely support. I was not expecting that at all for the super chats tonight and the support. That was just incredibly lovely, and I thank you very much for doing that. I'm going to my girl will be back in about 5 minutes, so I'm going to freshen up and we're going to go to dinner, and then tomorrow regular radio show in the morning, 9 a.m. Pacific time, and then tomorrow night Sexy Liberal, last one before the election. Nice group of people, including our dear friend Mark Hamill will be there, and Adam Schiff. And Glenn Kirshner as well, and a couple others. So very exciting. Tara Dublin Rocks will be doing a backstage live stream, which I will be setting up, I think, with my gear. So after I do radio, I get to pack all my shit up and bring it with me, and then give her this little mic or one of the other ones, and she can pop it on other people, and then she can do some backstage video or talk to people backstage as we're getting prepped for the show. And I've been writing like an idiot because there's so much stuff, and I have a different, here I'll show you, hold on, I gotta take these out 1 second, chat room. And normally I have the electric, the regular electric, but this time I have the electric acoustic. This little white guy, this little dude right here. And this thing, hold on, yeah, see if this turns on. So yeah, so that's nice. I'm just going to I've got to tune it for one. But I have a since I did Florida Man at the last one, I may do it, but I'll do a truncated version of it because people have asked. But we did it on the last live stream, pay-per-view, and I don't want to just do that one. So I've got another one I'm adding to it, as well as a song I have to learn between now and tomorrow because I just wrote it because fresh jokes all the time. So wish me luck, and I will see you guys in the near future. And thanks again for all the support, you guys, all the new members in the Patreon, patreon.com/HalSparks. You guys are wonderful. And oh.
Like a Kentucky Fried Idiot.
I'm rich and I'm dead sexy.
Why don't you just sit there and bleed a while before you taste some real pain?
You lied to me.
Looking around here, I can tell you're a genuinely dirty person.
Wow.
Am I getting through to you?
Just